ceiling. Thought he was going to get that off the backboard, but he'll just take the ceiling pinch instead.
Following up with the defense, and now you're saying regardless of who takes this game, I don't feel like there's going to be too much momentum gathered from them unless they truly can put the style on it, and Panel Bucket might just be the hero.
But this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu, as the outcome's very different, as this is a quick equalizer for Ben Trafford.
There's no deja vu, there's no mystical components of this game.
Defensive Hempfield for Franklin Regional to potentially tie this one up.
Yeah, you saw, unfortunately, though, the bump, although it did come through, there was just no kind of pass out.
I'm gonna call him you, Pyro, if that's all right with yourself, and we'll work from there.
No, you. Oh, you. Oh, my. Nugget. Another one, and it's assisted by you.
Look at this passing play. I mean, 3-player passing play down the field.
The ceiling. Thought he was going to get that off the backboard, but he'll just take the ceiling pinch instead.
Following up with the defense, and now you're saying regardless of who takes this game, I don't feel like there's going to be too much momentum gathered from them unless they truly can put the style on it, and Panel Bucket might just be the hero.
But this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu, as the outcome's very different, as this is a quick equalizer for Ben Trafford.
There's no deja vu, there's no mystical components of this game.
Defensive Hempfield for Franklin Regional to potentially tie this one up.
Yeah, you saw, unfortunately, though, the bump, although it did come through, there was just no kind of pass out.
I'm gonna call him you, Pyro, if that's all right with yourself, and we'll work from there.
No, you.
Off the ceiling. Thought he was going to get that off the backboard, but he'll just take the ceiling pinch instead.
Following up with the defense, and now you're saying regardless of who takes this game, I don't feel like there's going to be too much momentum gathered from them unless they truly can put the style on it, and Panel Bucket might just be the hero.
But this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu, as the outcome's very different, as this is a quick equalizer for Ben Trafford.
There's no deja vu, there's no mystical components of this game.
Defensive Hempfield for Franklin Regional to potentially tie this one up.
Yeah, you saw, unfortunately, though, the bump, although
The second division on fire. It's Kev Dog, joined today by the wonderful Mr. Bepic. And first up are the Rangers versus the Rockets. Forest Hills and Jefferson Morgan. Bepic, what do you think about our first matchup here today?
Looking forward to it. Some tasty Division 2 action here in the PIEA. Starting off in the middle of the table, two teams that have started off their season with a win and a loss each, both, or I guess sweeps all across the board, sweeping win, sweeping loss for both of these two teams. So this is the part of the season where you start to sort of differentiate yourself from the rest of the field within the PIEA. So it's time to show up and show out for both these schools.
Yeah, it truly is going to be setting the standard as well as we get into this. It's going to be extremely difficult to know whether or not who's going to have that initial advantage, but the teams are joining up in the lobby. This first best of 5 against these two teams, ready to gear up into action. And already we're going to be getting off to some flying kickoffs.
Let's do it. Huge bomb downfield right there from Strike Force to really start us off, but a counter right off rip. We'll see a couple of shots both ways early on, getting a lot of pressure on both sides, but nearly an opening goal there from Little Gamer Jefferson Morgan. A close opportunity just missed out on, so they have to retreat to the midfield line and reset their offense.
Myers going to be trying to go backwards on this defense. And it truly is going to be whether or not either team is going to be proactive on their defense. We're seeing right now how well Forest Hills is able to play forward into the corners, get away from the net as well, and Strike Force kind of being that big name that you need to keep your eye off of when it comes to getting the initial clears. But Jefferson Morgan, they've been keeping that offense very strong here on the blue territory.
Great possession. It's always a big reason for that. A lot of on-ball ability being shown off as it sets up Little Gamer for the opening goal of game 1. Just stuffing it in off of an air dribble that had everyone on that back line grounded.
Great job to get us rolling here in this first series. Solar, Little Gamer tag team a little bit through the air, off of the crossbar as well. We don't see many goals going towards the first top bar, at least very early on in the series. CC Myers, though, gonna have to clear this one out. Chuck trying to get a little bit of help. All the defense from Forest Hills playing very close together within this top corner. But what will they be able to do on the defense? Pass into the midfield by Gamer. But it's a great clear. And now Forest Hills, they have their first opportunity.
Prez to put an end to it. Long clear downfield. It looks like Prez is playing a goalie role for the team so far, as Jefferson Morgan using a two-pronged attack to move forward again into the Forest Hills end, though one of those prongs has been blown up as CC Myers finds a well-timed demo to maybe set up a clear and another offensive opportunity for Forest Hills, which here in game 1, it's come at a bit of a rarity. Just one shot on target so far. Strike Force delivering one early on and trying to find another here, interfere with Solar, whichever one works the midfield line, but neither do. It's possession back in the hands of Jefferson Morgan for a moment, but we're seeing a nice scrap at the midfield line as everyone is looking for time on the ball.
Dangerous position right now. Jefferson Morgan got to be careful of where they place this ball, because CC Myers, they'll be trying to 50 this one back into the midfield. Are they going to continue their onslaught? Yes, they do. The team bump on the back line pushes Jefferson Morgan into a phenomenal situation. Atrocious situation, while Forest Hills will benefit tying this one up at 1.
Great 50 out in front as well there from CC Myers, using good car control to power that ball in despite a couple of defenders in the area. And Forest Hills, despite playing from the back foot really for the first several minutes of gameplay, they do find an answer eventually to that opening Jefferson Morgan goal. And now Prez will try and kickstart maybe a play that leads to another go-ahead score for Jefferson Morgan. But Forest Hills seem to have settled in to this series, and that's good to see. I was worried with the amount of defense they were playing to start this game off, but Strike Force, as a very sharp tip of the spear for this Forest Hills offense, has done well to set up a lot for this team.
Yeah, we're also seeing a lot of aerial play as well coming out from Jefferson Morgan. Solar not going to be able to put that one on target. Gonna try to look at it for another direction, but Little Gamer demoed for their own efforts. And again, I want to see Solar go up in the air just like this one, trying to find the double tap and the read off the back wall, but won't be able to line it up. And it's a good team play off the back line of Forest Hills to get this one sweeping to the corner.
They're at 50 as well out of CC Myers as that sets up a clear down the pitch Thanks to Chuck Master following up, and now Strike Force as well moving in. Everybody's a little bit jumpy in offense for Forest Hills. They want this go-ahead goal before it's too late, maybe, as Jefferson Morgan have been looking threatening in counterattack mode, and Little Gamer will capitalize on another clear.
You said you wanted that go-ahead goal that at least both teams were looking for. Well, Jefferson Morgan find that long shot, able to get the lead once more here. Just over 80 seconds left within the game, and they're going to be looking to kind of stat pad on this one as well. Just confirm down onto game 2. And Solar doing it from a sidewall off the kickoff. That's going to be a great lead that Jefferson Morgan has been able to build up.
The player you want on the ball, I think, if you're Jefferson Morgan, has been very potent with their possession in offense especially, and right there, not an easy shot put on target from the side wall, and it takes advantage of no one getting back off a kickoff. So Jefferson Morgan with a multi-goal lead now, heading into the final 75 seconds of game 1. Got close for a little bit as Forest Hills found a way to get back into the game, keep it manageable, and give themselves some shots, maybe taking a lead of their own. But in transition, they've been a little bit weak, and that has been taken full advantage of by Jefferson Morgan, who with a minute left still have that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and I mean, it still is fairly close, at least when it comes down to the individual abilities on either of these sides. We're seeing as it gets closer to the net, very congested when it comes down to that goalie box, but farther away, it's been very good for Jefferson Morgan, so they might be looking for those long shots again from the midfield line or maybe from their own back half. But here's a chance now. Little Gamer able to fake out one, but couldn't get it past the second man. And Prez finally getting their own time to shine here on offense as they're going to be looking for another shot, but still, again, congested against the goalie box by Forest Hills.
They've been playing off the goal line. Prez is sticking around in this offensive zone. Glad to see Jefferson Morgan pulling the goalie for this one. And Prez with credit for a 4th goal out of Jefferson Morgan. I think that was a bit of a defensive mishap, unfortunately, for Forest Hills. But, you know, it happens. I think game 1 rather, was already out of hand.
Well, with 11 seconds left, it does look like Jefferson Morgan will be taking our first game of this best of 5. But we did see many shines of light from Forest Hills, especially Strike Force and CC Myers. They were able to showcase their individual talents, able to get some passing plays going, and I want to see more of them coming into the later parts of this series. But their defense was very strong. Couple mishaps here and there, but when they were back against the wall on their goal line, they were playing very phenomenal together when their communication was near solid.
That's a good point. They gave up 10 shots. Jefferson Morgan saved half of them. And I mean, up against 65% field domination, which is how much time Jefferson Morgan spent in the offensive zone. I do think Forest Hills did well to keep that game 1 in a manageable spot. It was a 1-goal game or tied for a large portion of that first game. And so they were right in it. But going into game 2, you have to make sure that you slow down the attack of Solar and Little Gamer, as up front they were hitting very hard, shooting quite well, and into a stacked goal line, as you astutely pointed out, Kev, throughout that first game. So if they start to find more gaps on that blue back line, then we could start to see Jefferson Morgan run away with things.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting as well, seeing that aerial play. We saw Solar go at it, looking for a Doomsy, maybe a back pass to get their first goal over towards Little Gamer. Then we also saw their play from the sidewall. They're looking to go up in the air because they realized Forest Hills, we haven't seen much aerial combatants from them. So if they can make that useful, they can run away with it very easily within the second game. But Forest Hills getting us started on offense very early on.
And we have had a substitution as well. Forest Hills moving Begin the Kid back into the starting lineup here for game 2. And up ahead to see what they're made of, trying to find contact on that ball off the opponent's backboard, but nothing doing. It'll be a clear for Jefferson Morgan, and Solar up ahead is trying to force pressure immediately onto that blue back line, but it is alleviated. And Begin the Kid finds a way out and a 50-50 down the pitch, though Solar off the sidewall again has some space in a solo play position, though couldn't stick with the ball, so possession is given back the other way.
Very quick, the substitution playing off dividends so far. No goals to be scored as of yet here in game 2, but the pace has quickened so much from the first game. Just off of this one substitution, we can see as well, they know the role that they need to play, and it's going to be a very aggressive stature.
Prez, another good stop on the goal line. I'm never really for having a full-time goalie in Rocket League, considering the meta of rotation, but Prez has been very good when called upon, deciding when to attack in well-timed moments and finding good contact as well off that goal line. But now a real test is inbound. CC Myers looks to put a shot on. Prez can't make contact, and that ball is eventually tapped in by Strike Force as Forest Hills get goal number 1.
Yeah, I think that really showcased it as well, of having that full-time goalkeepers. If they're not playing proactively, plays like that can happen very easily. Just a little too late on the challenge, went right by them. And Forest Hills, this is going to be their first lead that they've had in this series so far. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Very quickly, Gamer gonna be challenging them. Another one on target. Strike Force able to ring that one off the bar. Begin the Kid having to save the day, get this one cleared away, but Jefferson Morgan keeping that pressure on.
Oh, Forest Hills held on to their lead, but it's starting to slip through their fingers with all these opportunities given up to Jefferson Morgan, though denied in a hairline manner in both instances on the blue goal line. A couple of woodwork saves, but CC Myers eventually works the ball free and 50s a shot in. 2-0 Forest Hills.
Great challenge as well. CC Myers kind of playing their defensive role, that full-time goalie for Forest Hills. They get active. Sometimes that's what you need it to do. 2-0, like you said. And Beppe, Jefferson Morgan kind of played very defensive in this first bit of game 2. We haven't really seen that high-flying, very aggressive nature that we did in the first game. What do you think they need to do in order to get back into it?
Got to keep playing their game. They're getting good opportunities on target, despite a couple of close saves. Forest Hills have this lead. It's off the back of counterattack, so if they can shore up their transition defense a little bit, if their full-time goalie can make some better reads on the goal line or get some help in transition, then they'll be right back into this game. As here's another opportunity down the field, but Begin the Kid is quick to pounce as Forest Hills continue to put up a solid defense.
Yeah, look at this again. Strike Force up in the air, putting one just off target. And if they landed that one as well, 3-0, 2 minutes left, would be very dangerous situation for Jefferson Morgan. And both of these teams still looking for their second win, currently at 1-1 on their series records in the standings. And so this series, let alone, is such a game changer for both of these teams. Whoever's able to win it will put themselves one step closer to being in a playoff contention spot.
This is the time of the season where you want to be in those playoff spots, or at least in a position to defend them rather than have to take them from somebody else. So these mid-season matches are extremely important, and Forest Hills is playing as such. This is a great Game 2 recovery after a Game 1 that turned into a blowout, despite being close for a large chunk of that 5-minute period. But here comes Jefferson Morgan for their own multi-goal comeback here with 75 seconds left on the clock. Solar puts a shot on, but it's again denied by Strike Force, using the woodwork to keep it away as well, playing it backwards off the backboard, not allowing an immediate rebound opportunity.
60 seconds left. Jefferson Morgan still has yet to find one here in game 2. Lil Gamer, been a very good spearhead for their offense. They're going to be looking to get something going here again. Another 50 by Strike Force to keep this one wide. And time ticking down. Prez needing to rotate back. Gonna look to get this one cleared away, but couldn't get behind it. It's 3-0, and Forest Hills just continuing to keep that onslaught.
Great pinch here from Begin the Kid, forcing that panic on the goal line of Jefferson Morgan, and that's where a lot of the openings have been, directly on that Jefferson Morgan goal line. So Forest Hills is putting strong shots on targets or in the vicinity of that orange net. That's been their win condition, just quick hits. And the goal line of Jefferson Morgan hasn't been able to make those reads here in Game 2. So it's looking very likely like we will see a tied-up series after the next 30 seconds of play, as 3 goals should be a safe lead to take into the conclusion of Game 2.
Yeah, I want to see Jefferson Morgan get one here. They've had good opportunities. It's been very strong defense from Forest Hills. And if they can get one, that momentum, even the confidence, it's going to start ringing within them. And it truly comes down to Solar and Lil Gamer not really getting the opportunities that they had within the first game, where they weren't able to find each other in the midfield.
I really did feel like that, as Forest Hill's back line was still very stacked, but they were making even better saves, I think, that game. Very close to falling in. They had to make saves off their crossbar and posts several times, but I mean, you look at the numbers, 6 saves for Forest Hills on 6 Jefferson Morgan shots. So decreasing opportunities, stopping all chances on their net, and then exploiting gaps on the other end of the field. That is a recipe for a win for Forest Hills. The substitution of Begin the Kid, I guess, has worked out quite nicely, because everyone was contributing there for Forest Hills.
They really have. And I mean, if you're looking point-based, Begin the Kid, he brought up the pace. He brought a lot of the attacks to be created as that first man, but he also had the lowest amount of points. As you said, all 3 players from Forest Hills was able to get their opportunities, able to use their own abilities perfectly within that second game. And now it's just a matter of time to see who's going to be able to take this one. Game 3, it's going to be very pivotal for both of these teams.
Big swing game for sure, and the first opportunity off kickoff has actually yet to really develop. It's a nice clear from Begin the Kid, but more work needs to be done off the backboard. Some extra contact would have gone a long way right there in centering a potential shot out of strike force, but the stop is found from Jefferson Morgan, and now they can contest on that blue back line again, but send the ball right at Begin the Kid, who's been very good at finding openings out of defense through the midfield and now into the offensive zone, as that was a very productive possession for Begin the Kid, which we pointed out that they were at the bottom of the scoreboard after game 2, but these are the sorts of plays that don't show up really on the scoreboard. Just one productive touch, a demo in the midfield. It's massive for setting up nearly the first goal here in game 3. But won't show up in spades when it comes to points.
Yeah, let's see whether or not they can do better than they did in game 2, which honestly, I don't even think they have to. They played phenomenal in that last game. They are looking to do the same thing here and Begin the Kid. Trying to play a little bit of shadow defense, gets demoed out here on the wing, and Strike Force comes swinging in. And I want to see them do the exact same thing. Go for one, look for a teammate, go for a disruption play. It's been a recipe of success for them as they do look into the midfield. Begin the Kid, not even able to get the bump there, but it does go back out to Strike Force. And their opportunities they create, it's been one after another, nearly suffocating the defense here. But Jefferson Morgan holding out strong, and as I say that though, a double commit on the defense lies danger for Jefferson Morgan as Forest Hills and Begin the Kid able to roll that one in.
Play that will show up on the stat sheet though. Begin the Kid fielding a nice pass from CC Myers there out of the corner. Again, taking advantage of gaps that present themselves on that orange goal line. That was kind of like a 2.5 or maybe even triple commit there off the back line. Jefferson Morgan, everybody trying to find a stop that didn't end up coming in a pretty pivotal moment, whereas on the other end of the field, CC Myers is finding a massive save and clear, an extension from Begin the Kid. A backboard read here could lead to a second goal, but again, couldn't quite make it happen. So we see a clear for Jefferson Morgan. And now, I mean, momentum has absolutely shifted in this series. Begin the Kid subbing in has turned the fortunes of Forest Hills right on around.
Yeah, and honestly, you mentioned it earlier, the meta change in rotations. We're seeing Prez play that third man all the time. And as I say that though, sometimes only 2 is all you need. Solar couldn't put the shot on target, and Myers going to be looking the other way. But again, having that third man back all the time, it becomes very reactive. Forest Hills, they stopped playing like that, and they started playing very 3-man forward, 3-man back whenever they can, trying to rotate as quick as possible. And it's begun to give them opportunities that you wouldn't have with just 2 players.
Leave right there. Strike Force, let Begin the Kid move into the corner and try to doomsy this in. Good 50 out of Prez to cover the near side post. So it'll just be the lone goal for Forest Hills for now. Jefferson Morgan are keeping this game close for the lack of offensive productivity they've had in the last game and a half, really. I mean, just 3 shots in this game so far on no goals, and 6 shots last game, no goals there either. They are playing well defensively at the very least, minimizing mistakes on their goal line. Though someone's got to step up here. It's an open net for somebody to step into, but Strike Force was all the way back, still playing defense, and so Jefferson Morgan, I think, get away with one right there.
Yeah, and Forest Hills looking for another one. There it is. Begin the Kid swinging this one from the fences. Great pass as well from Strikeforce, swinging this one out through the corner, able to get it around the last two defenders, and it's a lead with a barrier now for Forest Hills. The Rangers trying to put themselves on match point, need to hold out for 98 more seconds, and if they do, they're going to be in a very strong position in order to take this series.
Board's open. Strikeforce moving in and firing a hard shot on target. Put Forest Hills up by a trio of goals. After that, game one, what turned into a blowout performance for Jefferson Morgan. They have been nullified by their opponents in Forest Hills, who are on an offensive tear. 6 goals in the last, was that 8.5 minutes of play? That's not too shabby.
Yes, 8 goals, 0 for Jefferson Morgan. I think that's an even bigger point of Jefferson Morgan haven't gotten a single goal within these last 2 games so far. Their only goals have been in game 1, where they did have that star-stop performance, and they have another opportunity to get off a defense, but a backside team bump ultimately falls down, and Begin the Kid, hat trick to their name, 4 for the team, and they go up just 1 more with a statement made.
Another step-up performance from Begin the Kid, this time though being rewarded with points on the board. 100% goal participation here in game number 3, and Forest Hills are well on their way to securing a series advantage and match points, which if they keep playing at this rate with their back line, actually just in game 2 really performing incredibly, finding a lot of last second saves with good reads on their goal line, and then into game 3 not really being required, which could change now in the final minute as Jefferson Morgan starts to press forward, but in a lot of offense for Forest Hills, not so much a lot of work on their goal line, although they have found 2 saves on 3 Forest Hills, or 3 Jefferson Morgan shots, which is still a pretty good conversion rate.
Yeah. Let's see if they can do it one more time. Begin the Kid. Couldn't land that one all the way through, but it does swing out into the midfield. Great save there by Low Gamer. They need to do it just a little more here in the last waning moments of game 3. They're looking for one. Just give them something to end the drought of goals. And Low Gamer with no boost in the tank, gonna have to retreat for a moment and Begin the Kid. Smart play, wasting the time, make it awkward, and just do it and do it well. That's all Forest Hills has had to do in the past 2 games. That's exactly why they are on match point.
2 straight shutouts, 7-0 now the aggregate score, as Forest Hills have found a real way back into this series. Started out a little bit sluggish, still playing a lot of defense, but they have found a way to exercise dominance on both sides of the field. Begin the Kid, a big part of that, subbing in for game 2, and with a hat trick and an assist in game number 3, was an instrument of force there on Deadeye Canyon. So Forest Hills with match point now have really put the pressure on Jefferson Morgan's shoulders.
Yeah, Jefferson Morgan, they played very strong aerial gameplay within the first game. They were able to bring it to the back wall, look for doomsies, double taps, even air dribbles from the side wall or the ceiling. We haven't seen much of that in the past 2 games, and maybe a confidence thing, maybe just their boost-starving disruption we've seen from Forest Hills. The Rangers completely stepped up a notch after the substitution for Begin the Kid, disruption wise as well. We're seeing more boost starves, bumps, demos, and it's not just Begin the Kid. All 3 players from the Rangers have been doing more disruption, and it's proven dividend time and time again.
So if they can do it one more time, close this series out in 4. We'll put them above 500 in the PIEA this season, but it's an early kickoff victory for Jefferson Morgan, and Prez will put a shot on target, stopped by Begin the Kid, who now going sidewall will take an initial touch and invite CC Myers into the play to separate Forest Hills even further from their defensive line. Begin the Kid, the shot on target will open us up just 21 seconds in. We get to see their name in golden letters one more time.
I genuinely believe that's the fastest we've had a first goal in this series so far. And it's not fancy, it's simplistic. That's what these shots have had to be against Jefferson Morgan in order to make it work. The fancy stuff kind of has been getting shut down, the passing lanes and everything like that. But when you go for a straight shot, when you know the defense is awkward, Begin the Kid, he's done phenomenal so far with it.
30 seconds in, Jefferson Morgan's task just got that much harder. And they do have all three members up in offense right now, trying to find a way back into this series. An equalizer will be exactly what the doctor ordered, though. Prez is diving into that blue goal line, which is well covered up. Pass out to Solar. She's a shot off the crossbar. Another close miss for the offense of Jefferson Morgan. You felt like that one had to go in.
There was all three players there as well. Prez pushed up forward, and I think they know that's what they have to do here. Is Prez trying to stop the initial conflict. Great 50 there by Low Gamer, but they still need to get this one off of their own half. Pass back into the midfield. That pinch ringing off the cross behind the sidebar. The woodwork playing dividends now again for Jefferson Morgan, as this one may fall in. No, Solar won't get enough speed on that to get past the last defender, and we're seeing Jefferson Morgan play more confident. They're playing together, all three players playing forward, and I think we might be in a 2v2. I think we have a Rule 1 sitting in the orange net.
Oh, okay. Well, doesn't look like it's here anymore, so Begin the Kid would have ended it right either way. 2-0 as Forest Hills just slammed the ball hard off the backboard of Jefferson Morgan. Begin the Kid following his own shot will make it 2-0.
Forest Hills, the Rangers, proving why they should be considered as one of the best teams here in Division 2, and Begin the Kid, large force of it, but it's been all three players so far on this pitch right now. Strike Force trying to get back on the defense. Solar, great pass into the midfield. Little Gamer puts it away. That's the first goal in 12 and a half minutes that they were, and probably even more than that, that they were able to put into the back of the net, and that is a turning point that we needed to see here from the Rockets.
It is good to see, just to get one on the board, to show some life late in this set. Still game 4, and they're down by 1, and Little Gamer off kickoff won't quite beat CC Myers to that ball, so it's another clear downfield that Strike Force and Begin the Kid can work with off the backboard. Again, the Kid's looking to set up CC Myers for a shot, just shy of being on target, so it's a secondary opportunity, but that third chance is the charm for Forest Hills to find their third goal this game and exhibit another 2-goal lead.
Great job getting that one back. Immediate responses Forest Hills has been really known for this series so far. As soon as Jefferson Morgan was able to get a little bit of pressure, they responded it with just double the amount, and this is exactly what they're doing once more. Let's see if they can get this one into the blue half and into a good scoring opportunity, though. Jefferson Morgan had an opportunity, went by the wayside as Begin the Kid. Not much boost in the tank, but looking for it off the side wall, and it does not connect, but they still gonna keep the pressure up, and Forest Hills has been so strong with their offense in this last couple of games.
And even now, without the majority of field domination in half number 1, which Forest Hills are sitting at 55-45 with field domination in their favor. Or sorry, Jefferson Morgan have those numbers. Forest Hills are still finding a way to put good opportunities on the board, finding those gaps on the orange back line, and Begin the Kid, a big part of that. Again, here in this 4th game, he's got 100% goal participation. So we moved on from the previous game, though. Begin the Kid is keeping his stat line perfect. Flawless on the stat sheet, and with 2 minutes left, it could be enough to end this series in favor of Forest Hills, but an own goal right there will give Solar a score and keep Jefferson Morgan afloat.
I'll be honest, I don't really care that was an own goal. That was a beautiful redirect from CC Myers. They were playing absolutely phenomenal on that shot, but it also does give Jefferson Morgan a chance. 1 goal lead now for Forest Hills. They're going to be looking to go forward and tie this one up. Let's see if Jefferson Morgan will be able to make it happen.
Well, Begin the Kid will start the kickoff off with a couple of beats and set up for Strike Force in the middle to keep the ball center. CC Myers is up, but dusted by Solar. Little Gamer next up, and the shot there could have done wonders. 2 defenders on the goal line, but a well-timed shot could have beaten them both. Jefferson Morgan try again with 90 seconds left on the clock, and Little Gamer moving into the corner. Will center the ball, but Begin the Kid takes all of that pressure on away, and Strike Force given a chance to shoot, which Solar will cover right on up. And so it's still a 1-goal lead for Forest Hills as game 4 is shaping up to have a very chaotic conclusion.
Yeah, time ticking down. Just over a minute left here in game 4, and Jefferson Morgan just need 1 to tie this up in regulation, 2 if they want to keep it from going to overtime. And if the time can be held, by Forest Hills. They will end the series here at 4 games apiece. Now let's see what they'll be able to do. Solar gonna try to push Begin the Kid off the ball. Won't be able to get them away from it. A double commit as well, and nobody gonna be able to get back. And Begin the Kid gets another hat trick to their name. And it was a phenomenal show of control just from this one player alone.
Time that last second pop to perfection as well, even with 2 defenders in their face. Begin on the ball has been a menace in this series, and will once again another hat trick in a big game for Forest Hills. They did drop game 1, but have not looked back after subbing Begin the Kid in, and everybody has contributed en route to a potential 3 game wins in a row. If they can close out these final 30 seconds, which that stop in defense will burn a lot of clock and set Forest Hills well on their way to doing so.
Looking into the middle, CC Myers trying to get active as well, but it's just a matter of wasting time. Not much time left on the clock, less than 15 seconds for Jefferson Morgan to get one to stop it and give them another chance. But as it is on the orange half, it doesn't look like they'll be able to break out of it in just enough time. Begin the Kid played dividends for this team of Forest Hills, and the Rangers will be moving on to a 2-1 series scoreline in the standings as they take down Jefferson Morgan.
It's a huge run and display of what Forest Hills is capable of when they're firing on all cylinders. At 4-2, Jefferson Morgan, credit to him, made it closer in that 4th game after starting off well, ending well, but it was the time in the middle that really cost them this set, as they lost a little bit of offensive potence, and Forest Hills, they stepped up big time, scoring 11 goals in the last 3 games as they turned on the Jets, and Begin the Kid did a very good job leading the way, but Strike Force as well behind the play was a very great second fiddle to Begin the Kid in that run of Forest Hills.
Yeah, and Jefferson Morgan as well. All 3 players played phenomenal. Lil Gamer, Solar, Prez, they all played their parts. Just Forest Hills played it one step better in this series. On another day, I could see it go the other way. I genuinely think it will just be down to today. Begin the Kid and the rest of Forest Hills played phenomenal. They played together, and that is ultimately why they were able to take this series. But of course, Bepic, this is not the only matchup we have today.
No, we got 3 on this stream total today. Methacton High School taking on Montgomery area. Battle of the Undefeateds next up on the PIEA number 2 stream. Of course, all is powered by TEC. So make sure you stick around because we have more high school Division 2 action coming up in a second.
Falling back to the defensive side. Gonna end up back on the defense. It's Little Gamer, 1 shot denied. Second one, the Iron Wall standing tall here on the front back line here for Mapletown.
Into the corner, looking for the pass across mid. Joshua through the sky, and the handoff near perfect, but it's Wright who gets credited with the goal here.
And this is how you make up for previous mistakes. Off that corner, cuts in wonderfully. Flip preset as well. Teammate tries to take it.
It's a very dangerous way to live.
Well, it looks like they're going for kickoff goals to try and equalize here, and I'll give them credit. It is a nice sort of strategy, but it can be punished.
It's the possession game. Again, they've scored 6 goals, but for a majority of this game, they've also been on their opponent's side of the field. Grills, bounce down shot here. Johnny is going to go for the rebound and will eventually score it.
Very nice shot on the top right.
Up cup will be dropped in as you had 2 laying up for the defenders.
completely different team, and I have to give him credit. But of course, it might not be enough as Pup streaks him from the side, catches him midair, and says thank you for the opportunity.
Over adjustment by Sundere as they actually stepped up from their near side post.
That was their chance. They had the look. They had a chance to bully it forward. They just slid a little too far. Something that happened in game one. It's right over. Oh, what a touch for Billy. Oh, what a play for Billy. You wanted him to show up all game. He does. He gets the scoring going, and he closes the conversation. Left up to the field. You never know what you're going to get on any given series. Hold on. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, it was a fake. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say he was going for it in a tactically quote-unquote fake here.
Maybe a time to sweep the leg and find a way to take advantage on the 3v2. It's in the corner. Nice bump, as one says. Jay sets up the teammates. And they have very successfully been able to take this lead and cut it in half.
And that's the right play from Jay. Way to get back involved in the offense.
The ceiling. Thought he was going to get that off the backboard, but he'll just take the ceiling pinch instead.
Following up with the defense, and now you're saying regardless of who takes this game, I don't feel like there's going to be too much momentum gathered from them unless they truly can put the style on it, and Panel Bucket might just be the hero.
But this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu, as the outcome's very different, as this is a quick equalizer for Ben Trafford.
There's no deja vu. There's no mystical components of this game.
Defensive Hempfield for Franklin Regional to potentially tie this one up.
Yeah, you saw, unfortunately, though, the bump, although it did come through, there was just no kind of pass out.
Call him you, Pyro, if that's all right with yourself, and we'll work from there.
No, you. Oh, you. Oh, my. Nugget. Another one, and it's assisted by you.
Look at this passing play. I mean, 3-player passing play down the field.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon Ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide. Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way. I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
High ground, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE. Some of the top mouse.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools of Dubai.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No. Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play. I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
I'm Aloysius, of course. Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
Falling back to the defensive side. Gonna end up back on the defense. It's Little Gamer, one shot denied. Second one, the Iron Wall standing tall here on the front back line here for Mapletown. back to the defensive side. Gonna end up back on the defense. It's little gamer, one shot denied. Second one, the Iron Wall standing tall here on the front back line here for Mapletown.
Into the corner, looking for the pass across mid. Joshua through the sky, and the handoff near perfect, but it's Wright who gets credited with the goal here.
And this is how you make up for previous mistakes. Off that corner, cuts in wonderfully. Flip preset as well. Teammate tries to take it.
It's a very dangerous way to live.
Well, it looks like they're going for kickoff goals to try and like equalize here, and I'll give them credit. It is a nice sort of strategy, but it can be punished.
Defense, it's the possession game. Again, they've scored 6 goals, but for a majority of this game, they've also been on their opponent's side of the field. Grills, bounce down shot here. Johnny is going to go for the rebound and will eventually score it.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
One down, 2 to go. Some PIA Rocket League is still underway. And our next matchup we have Methacton versus Montgomery area. As always, it's KevDog, joined again by Mr. Bepic. And we are towards the top echelon of Division 2 within this fall 25 semester. What are you going to be looking at between these two teams?
I mean, whoever's able to separate themselves in this series will be the de facto #1 overall team in Division 2 after all is said and done, at least when it comes to series record. You can get all into the game differential tiebreakers and all that at the end of the season. But both these teams are undefeated so far, 2-0 in series, 6-0 in games. And so the winner of this one will be at the very top of Division 2 and have that target painted on their back. So I am eager to see who's able to separate themselves at this stage of the season.
Yeah, I am too, and it's going to be getting right into it because we have the players in the lobby, this best of 5 getting underway, and I truly do think that the first 90 seconds, as always, within this series is going to be that feeler out, but whoever takes game 1, it's going to be such a strong advantage because momentum, when series like this, when it comes down to becoming that #1 standings, it's going to be such a strong standpoint.
Wow. Well, that's a nice start. Methacton, right off rip, 10 seconds in, field the kickoff, and we'll take first blood. Rintham, a quick shot right there, and everybody's kind of jumping at the ball, but no one hits it. So a quick beginning here from Methacton.
Great way to get themselves started off here as well. The Warriors going to be trying to put themselves on the top of the standings. Another shot nearly going to go ahead from the kickoff, but just could not get landed on target. And Bepic, I like the car choices we're seeing. We got Animus, we got Ascentio, we got some Fenix as well. It's unorthodox, at least from natural competition, and it's so lovely to see it.
I'm all for it. I'm a big fan of enjoying the car fashion choices of everyone playing at the high school level. I'm not so much a knowledgeable fashion enthusiast, but I can't appreciate a good-looking car and a good-looking double tap for sure. Amish Hammer starting us off with a real bang with this second goal.
Yeah. I was not expecting that, just dropping down, got the right angle, tilted the car to get this one on target. Honestly, if that was me, I would have hit the post and gone out. I'm just saying that. I think that's true for a lot of players watching this, but Methacton starting us off with some heat. Let's see if the fire continues to stay blazing.
Okay, Gavin, flip reset there off the side wall, and it keeps the ball in the midfield. Not going much of anywhere with the extra oomph on the ball, but Methacton, I'm not going to question their methods so far, as they have had a hot beginning to game number 1, and Gavin could keep it going. Beats one, that's a Amish Hammer for another touch and another goal. 3-0.
Quick follow-ups here. We saw that bump from Methacton. Gavin just able to pop this one up, and Amish just waiting for the opening, and there it is. Off the bar, puts it in. 3-0, just over a minute into this first game. We said that these are the top 2 teams in Division 1 at the current moment, undefeated in games and series. But what I didn't expect was them to steamroll a very strong beginning, and Methacton just going to continue to put the shots and goals on the board.
Their execution is phenomenal so far. Their shots are crisp. They're beating the last lines of defense on the Montgomery area goal line, and on the ball, they're just looking sharper than Montgomery area is so far. So battle of the undefeateds, yes, but Methacton already just in the first 90 seconds, I think, have separated themselves as the superior of the 2 teams. But Montgomery area have plenty of time and games to work with to flip that narrative the other way. But Kevin, another flip reset play into pass, into shot that is just off frame, but still shows you the power and lethality of this Methacton offense, who have now scored 5.
Yeah, not only are they going for these flip resets, these onside shots, they're also looking for passes into the midfield where, although it may have been savable, the sheer power we're getting from the offense has been nothing but arithmetic. They have been able to do it 1, 2, 3. You can nearly put timings to it because it's been one after another.
Let's keep it going now. 6 goals, the goal right now for Methacton. And 2 minutes into game 1, that's not a bad state to be in, but they'll be satisfied with the 5 they've gotten so far, as finally Montgomery area are given a decent look in offense, but are stuffed in the corner by Gavin. And Lehi Nad will at least stop ball at the midfield line and get around for another clear deep into enemy territory, though his corner defense is looking solid so far, as we've gotten to watch a lot of the Methacton front line play, and now in their back line, still showing off some superior skills.
I want to see a little more Montgomery area offense. Obviously, it's going to be very hard when you have just this team of Methacton breathing down your neck every step of the way. And we're halfway through game 1. Methacton already running rampant with a 65% ball possession, and they're going to be looking to get this one another open net. Gavin gets their first of this game, the 6th overall.
Yeah, that ball possession number you bring up goes hand in hand with the ball touches stat, where we've seen 80 so far for Methacton compared to Montgomery's 39. So doubling up the amount of control effectively is Methacton right now. And with what we've seen out of their players on the ball, I think that is a significant stat, and a big reason why it's 6-0 right now. Is Montgomery area have time to get back in this game, but they've had really nothing going for them. Their offense continues to die out in that blue corner thanks to Methacton's defensive play, and then turns into an immediate clear and usually shot opportunity for the Methacton offense. And with the center ball there, could have been a shot, but a little bit too much oomph on that center ball. So with 2 minutes left, we'll just keep playing in the orange zone. Off a triple commit, we could see more Methacton offense.
Yeah, the passing plays as well, proving to be super strong. Amish putting that one to the far post. A 7th goal now for Methacton, and they really are warriors, maybe goal line warriors at this moment, but for the other team, they're putting everything so close to the net when they're trying to pass it through, and they've played it so well, near perfection, almost here on this first game.
Gavin, one to beat, flicks off the crossbar and sends the ball in for that confirmed 8th score. It just keeps going from Methacton.
Let's see. I mean, I don't even know if it's, let's see if they can continue. Let's see if we get a 10-0. I want to see if Montgomery area can get another shot on target, and one that's more clinical than we have seen so far. Here's a chance though. Lionad able to put this one on target just above the bar, but a double commit clears this one away. And another shot left a little wide, and Montgomery area, they're starting to get a little bit of opportunity here for some error, but they just haven't been able to make it work as Methacton puts it again into the back of the net. 9-0 now for the Warriors.
Let's see Methacton back on the score sheet. Started us off here in game 1 with the opening score, and took a back seat to the rest of the team. Gavin and Amish Hammer up ahead, playing well, and well, 9-0. I mean, 90 seconds left. I think this game is over, so I'm with you. Let's see how Montgomery area plays the final moments of game 1. If they're able to develop anything for themselves, or if it is still a little bit more panicked defense off their goal line, which is they give the ball up to Gavin and Methacton. Seems to be the case, but hey, Waring finds a clear and maybe a breakaway opportunity. It's a shot on target, and that will be the 2nd of the game for Montgomery area. So improving a little bit, though. Gavin quickly turns us back the other way and applies pressure on that orange goal line.
Yeah, we are seeing some cracks on the defense as well. We're seeing right now Montgomery area being able to create a little bit of awkwardness, a little bit of overextension. Gavin, though, gonna give Montgomery area a good look. Amish having to swing back to get this save. And I don't know if anyone from Montgomery area was expecting Gavin to send this one towards their own net. But what they need to be expecting is they need to be getting at least a touch here, because a shot just like that may create a 10-0. I think this is the longest we have gone now, though, without a Methacton goal. And as I said, I might have cursed it a little bit, because a 10-0 has came out front.
I feel like a matter of time before Methacton found another one. They have always looked good in transition into offense, and here Amish Hammer and Gavin both could have scored that 10th goal, thrusting Methacton's offense into double digits here. And it shows you the layers of the top of the table here in Division 2. Methacton looking extremely good here in game 1 of a battle of the undefeateds that is very one-sided.
Yeah, may not be in the later parts of this series, but it does look like Montgomery area, they're coming in cold. They weren't even able to warm up because of the average onslaught of 71% ball pressure, 63% ball possession. It's just so much going in the favor of Methacton here that they're even at the late stages of this game, when they're already 10-0 up, 11-0 up, they're going to continue to try to get more on.
Center ball here. Chance to shoot from Montgomery area, and it is a shot, but denied, and that clean sheet will remain intact throughout the entirety of game 1. Methacton are looking very good so far as they dominate the beginning stages of this series, and Montgomery area have a good bit of thinking to do as to how they can somehow counter their opponents on the field, which everybody was contributing on the MHS side. Para hat tricks for Amish Hammer, and Gavin as well tossing a hattie in there as well. Methacton, just 3 assists alongside his 2 goals. So no hat trick, but you do get the playmaker medal, which is a nice little consolation prize.
I don't even know if it's consolation at this point either, though, because everybody was playing in that midfield. They were getting the passing into the midfield. They were looking out towards the wings, and we saw Methacton as well. A lot of passes into the midfield that were just a little too high, but they kept the pressure on in that orange half. And now Montgomery area, you said it, the question is going to be on to them to find a way to get around Methacton's extremely vile offense that we have seen.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Everyone's hitting their shots, looking speedy in transition, and even when Montgomery area start to set up possession of their own, it's quickly stomached, usually in the corner, sometimes on the goal line of Methacton. We started to see more direct pressure from Montgomery area as that game went on, but for the large part of the first half and into the second as well, it would be a clear into usually the right side blue corner of the Methacton defense, and they would just swallow it up and immediately start to play back the other way. away. So Montgomery area have to find more potent attacks. They weren't able to do much on the ball compared to their counterparts, and if they can't up that level of the game going into game 2, then they will have to do more as a squad. So a little bit of figuring to do on the Montgomery area side as they find an opening stop, and that's a good thing.
It's a great start. Let's see if they can continue it. CB can't get behind, and Renetham gets the first one here. He may have been the playmaker, but he will be the starting striker here for this Methacton squad.
Good at opening the scoring, Renetham is. Found the first in game 1 as well, and it's a similar spots. That left side of the orange half, just striking hard. So 1-0, Methacton will keep their scoring spree going now. 12 goals, the aggregate advantage that they have built for themselves. Renetham trying to add to it now with a pass over to Amish Hammer. No contact made, so Gavin looks to field the ball in that orange half in the faces of the Montgomery area defenders, and field it he does. A nice secondary opportunity with the ball center, but no second goal just yet for Methacton.
Let's see if Montgomery area will be able to get off of their half this time. Gavin trying to get a demo. A great stop there by Waring. Able to get this one out into the midfield once more. Leonard not going to be able to get a clear out, but a 50 sends it all the way to their own defenders. And they have an opportunity here. That bump going to give them a lot of time. CB up the wing, trying to cycle this one through the corner. It's up in the air, but is anyone from Montgomery area going to be able to challenge? No. Renetham send this one straight back into the orange territory.
And it's that same corner every single time. I don't know why that side of the field is so favored by the Montgomery area counterattack offense. But on the other side of the pitch, they look to get something going, but just end up giving the ball to Renetham, who has been a threat and continues that trend now. Massive dunk to put Methacton up by 2.
What a play going up. I didn't think he was going to be able to get off of that 50. And even with CB on that back wall, just no hesitation. They know exactly what they need to do in order to bring this series to a foot. They need to be able to bring this one all the way forward. And I honestly, I have a side story for them. I want to see if they're able to top their game 1 record.
Tough to do. 11 goals is not a mark easily replicated, but with a couple of mishaps there in the orange back line, it might be a little bit simpler for Methacton. A simple shot there for Amish Hammer, and that'll make it 3, but so far, field domination at 88% in favor of Methacton, and that will only grow as Renetham wins the kickoff and looks center for Gavin, though the near side defense prevails and Montgomery area clears.
Amish Hammer trying to get this one back into orange. A great 50 to do so. Waring has boost, able to chase this one. Will be able to get it around Renetham, but it's another ball straight into Methacton's hands. And I want to see some control coming out from Montgomery area. I do believe if they start to take the ball a little bit closer to their own car, they will be able to see at least a lot more opportunity for judgment to be made. They haven't really been able to do so here in the first 2 games. As we go forward, a lot less scoring though from Methacton, and that may be a good thing.
Well, they'll kick now, 4-0, Methacton. Don't waste any time after you mention how they've slowed down a little bit, getting right back up on the horse and putting a 4th goal here in game 2 in, shooting 50% as a team so far, and still effectively cutting up the back line of Montgomery area. Methacton have not lost any of their dominance seen all throughout game 1 and here for the first half of game 2.
Yeah, 15 goals total just in this beginning stages of the series. That is more than we saw Forest Hill get in the entirety of last series. They had 12 aggregate total, and in 1 game, they nearly tied it.
Well, it seems apples to oranges comparison, as the defense of Jefferson Morgan was, I think, a little bit better than Montgomery area. It could be a good matchup later on down the line if they do end up playing each other in Division 2. But for now, Methacton, they cut above the rest as their offense continues to fire off. And this time it's Gavin right out in front of that orange net, putting a strike into the back of it.
Yeah, 9 shots on target already. 5 goals for Methacton, 3 of which have been in Renetham, but it's been all 3 players so far for Methacton to get their average goals going. And already again, Renetham trying to get another goal started, but Gavin will be able to take this one from their back wall. Great challenge there by Leonard and the rest of Montgomery area, but it does come out to play. will we see one more shot? Because at the current moment, 0 shots on the ball for Montgomery.
Don't have many transitions, and field domination's even more one-sided in this game. And Gavin should have a 6th right here. Good shot. Took his time with it. And Methacton will continue to exert themselves as the favorites in this matchup while maintaining possession like it belongs solely to them. Field domination 81-19 in their favor at the moment. And even when Montgomery area do get some time spent in the blue end, it's just long clears. They're trying to chase down into corners where the defense of Methacton can play for a moment, scoop the ball up with boost, then quickly start up the next opportunity in offense. So Montgomery area not giving themselves much to work with here in game 2, and the scoreboard still reflects that.
And normally when plays divulge like this, where it's been one-sided, I normally tell, or at least suggest, hey, bring it up in the air. I don't think that matters at this point. Gavin going for the demo, a little insult to injury there. 7-0 now. Methacton just continuing to stat pad their goal line.
They got to keep your feet on the gas pedal. Never want to allow your opponent back into a series where you could catch some fire and find a way back, though the scoreline might be a little one-sided at this point for Montgomery here to come back from, but we'll see if they can get something going now. 70 seconds left, and it's about learning lessons at this point for Montgomery area. I think Methacton are absolutely the better team up and down, and so for Montgomery area, they'll have to play against teams like this if they want to make a playoff run here in Division 2 of the PIEA. And if you can find out during the regular season how to play against teams like this, then I think your chances increase a little bit going forward into the postseason. But for now, it is still Methacton on the front foot.
Yeah, patience as well. Been a strong virtue of this offense from Rinetham and the rest of Methacton. We just saw him waiting patiently as a 3rd man, waiting for their time to play forward. And now big whiffs there on the back wall, but nobody able to put the shot on target in Montgomery area. That was the first real opportunity here in game 2. The pass in, Amish Hammer slides that one away, and 8-0. Now the Warriors just going to be able to push themselves one step farther.
Clean counterattack. I mean, Amish Hammer and Rinetham moving up together perfectly, and even if there was a defender or two there on the orange goal line, they probably still score that with a nice passing play as they retreat for again. It's the same recipe for Methacton as they fall back into defense and then quickly explode the other way with their on-ball ability. And once more, passing play eliciting a triple commit from the back line of Montgomery area. Though the recovery is good, it should see us to the end of game 2. It's still a one-sided advantage for Methacton. They won this game a little while ago, though. Hey, better scoreline from Montgomery area, as much of a consolation prize as that is.
Yeah, and Montgomery area couldn't really get one here in the past 2 games. Still game 3 to go though, so they have their opportunities there. And I really do want to see Montgomery area start to shine in game 3. I do believe they can do it because we're starting to see a little bit more cracks form. No matter how solid Methacton is, overcommitment has been an issue, and if Montgomery area can create those opportunities for themselves, I think we can see a later half. But it is match point now for Methacton. A reverse sweep for Montgomery area, and in PIEA, those are still very rare to come by.
Definitely, and for Montgomery area, we'll take it one second at a time. I think they got to survive one moment in defense and then find a way to turn that into a more effective transition offense. Because for all the field domination that we've seen out of Methacton, I think Montgomery area will have to find their opportunities when just starting off on their back line, trying to send a shot immediately on target and then play off the secondary touch from the Methacton defense, see what you can build from there. But right now everyone's all congested on the near side, and Gavin will try to pick them apart and does so. Sets up a goal from Rinetham, who taps it in, and that'll be the opening score. 18 seconds in for Methacton.
A great way to get this one started off. Gavin, a perfect 50 off of 2 players, and then Rinetham getting their 3rd opener as well in this series. We're starting to see the themes form. We're starting to see very strong patterns be created, and another pattern that we haven't seen so far but it's kind of been prominent is that defense from Montgomery area. It does look like Warren kind of trying to play that strong 3rd and just sit in net the entire time. Maybe that's a change that can create something.
Did result in 5 saves in game 2, as Mooring was solid on that front. But when you're giving up 8, saves only get you so far. Turn them into productive plays as well. But CB's doing that right now off the side wall, trying to apply a shot on target, but Amish Hammer gets in the way. That's great midfield speed, and a quick shot in the general direction of the net from Gavin results in another Renetham score. 2-0.
Great 50. Great redirect off of that side wall. Renetham just playing that patient game, able to sit in the midfield, wait for the ball, because eventually it will come. Regardless if it's Amish or Gavin sending it into the midfield, all three of these players have been so strong at getting it past that first defender, getting a 50 towards your opponent, towards your teammates, and playing together. The communication near perfect. Amish can drop that one down. It's another opportunity for Montgomery. Warring, though, not going to challenge since they do have low boost.
Ooh. A shot from Gavin out of the corner, taking advantage of the low boost Warring, low boost Leonad, and everyone trying to get back in time to stop that shot from Gavin. No one was able to. Ripper from the corner, and Methacton did execute on their offensive game plan. When they're given opportunities, they hit them hard, send them towards net, and force Montgomery area to react fast enough, which in most cases they haven't been able to. But with the team play developing now, if you react fast, Warren gets in the way of it. We're into the next man up for Methacton, and putting a shot on target. It is stopped by CB, so we can start a play the other way, and I was hoping that'd be a shot on target, but Montgomery area are still searching for their first shot on frame since game one.
Let's see if Warren will be able to get something going here. Gonna try to get this one pressured forward. CB kind of been the only one so far from Montgomery area that's able to get this one onto the blue side as they do it again. And now Leonad and Warring open fenders there. A little bit of a fender bender on the back end. That's not what you want to see, and almost costed them a goal once more for Methacton.
Renetham just missed the catch on the ball, so Warring is allowed a shot, but everyone has committed a bit too far from Montgomery area. The Amish Hammer couldn't get around on that shot, so no fourth goal. And Leonad at the midfield line fields the play. Gavin will stop ball, and I think calling his teammate off of that ball as Warring didn't move in, and so it's an opportunity the other way, and a Methacton fourth goal.
Common patterns here, plague success for Montgomery area. And it's been that commitment issues that we're seeing off the back line and in the midfield as well. If you have no boost, you still have to end up going for the ball at some point if you are in the position to go for it. And we haven't really seen that so far from Montgomery area. Let's see if Methacton can do it again. Normally that's a hypothetical, but Leonad won't be able to get this one off of their own side. CB playing all alone in the back end.
Renetham off the crossbar, and if that shot was initially on target from Renetham, I think it's saved. So the fact that he went a little bit too high on the ball on target meant that Amish Hammer was allowed to tap in the fifth, and Methacton's offense continues to roll. That is now their 24th consecutive goal, and with a likely one-half Rocket League left, we'll see just how far they go. Let's make it 25.
I was about to say 24-25, starting to look like innings in the World Series. I'm not so sure how long we're going to go. There was a 7-hour game last night. This might take 7 hours as well if we keep what Methacton has been doing this entire series. I mean, good for them. At the end of the day, they are truly showing why they are one step above and why they're undefeated as well. And they're going to be the team to beat if anyone wants an opportunity within the playoffs here in Division 2.
There are a number of teams that are 2-0 right now, but none were actually 6-0 in games along with that undefeated series record. And so Methacton, once they do confirm this series victory, will have sole control of first place in PIEA Division 2. And I can see why. Everyone's contributing, everyone is effective on the ball, and Methacton could be the team taking the trophy away. I mean, at the end of this PIEA season, they look to dominate Division 2 if they can keep this up.
Domination is probably just an understatement of a word, and it's a strong word to use here as well. But Methacton, it seems like they're just levels above everyone we have seen so far. I don't know any team that has been more dominant than Methacton here. Gavin going for a goal steal. It's still fun though. I love seeing all three players still having fun, trying to mess with each other a little bit, go for, hey, this is mine instead of yours, May here and there.
pull out with a zap dash. Like what these players are able to do on the field is a cut above what we've seen from the rest of Division 2. When I mean, when Methacton are able to do the small things like a zap dash or something to gain a small pace advantage, like that shows you how head and shoulders they are above the at least the other 6-0 in game, 2-0 in series team at the top of Division 2. And so someone else will have to take Methacton down a peg later on in the season. Not sure what the rest of their schedule looks like, but so far so good, as that'll be 9 here in game 3. And that's just a formality, I think, at the end of this game.
Still a minute and some change left as well, so they have a chance to challenge their game 1 record of 11-0. Let's see if they can do it here. Only 2 away from tying it, 3 away from breaking that record. But as you said, we're 28 goals total aggregate across this entire series for Methacton, and there really is no stopping a team when you simply cannot even touch the ball when they're on it.
No, difficult to challenge this Methacton team up in the air. A couple of misses leave Lehigh Nat in a weird spot there on the goal line, and Amishhammer has their way with the near side post. 10-0, another double-digit performance out of Methacton, and this kickoff will go in favor of Montgomery area, but Renetham catches the ball, pitches the other way, and that'll actually be 11. What a quick turnaround.
Wow, just the team plays we're able to see from this roster of Methacton. Amishhammer playing that patient game, doesn't need the boost, able to just boot that one into the back of the net. And just under a minute left for Montgomery area to find at least one.
Yeah, held scoreless so far. Have done a decent job of trying to create opportunities on target off the back of clears, but the pace of Methacton isn't just good for a solid offense, it's good for a quick defense too, and slowing down whatever Montgomery area we're trying to set up in transition. As this time it's nothing, as Renetham and Amishhammer put an end to Montgomery area's escape route and quickly turn it into a 12th.
And they've officially broken their record. 11-0, nope, no longer. 12-0 with time on the clock. I want to see how high they're able to go with this one. Nearly getting the double tap. Renetham could not put that one on, but Gavin off the sidewall looking for a ceiling shot. May have a flip, may look for a team pinch actually. I like the creativity there, but they just weren't able to make it work.
Another pinch arounds. A lot of pinching going on the Methacton side. You'd think it's St. Patrick's Day, but still a ways off from that. This is just Methacton domination. Amishhammer off the backboard. Find a teammate in Montgomery area off the back of this. Could clear. Good 50-51, but a second man up is stopped, and Gavin turns the ball the other way, and that will do it for this series. All Methacton in the battle of the undefeateds here in PIEA Division 2. Montgomery area trounced a bit by a Methacton team that looks near unstoppable right now. They even get one for the road.
Why not? Why not make it a 13-0 here? And it truly was just a one-sided series here. Unfortunately for Montgomery area, we saw some shines of light that was quickly dimmed by the Methacton squad. Regardless if it was offense or defense or in the midfield, they played together, they played all around, and they are the #1 team at the current moment within Div 2.
A 1,000 points from Amishhammer there as well, really racking up the score. And it's strange, I don't think this stat means anything, but it's rare enough to point out. But Methacton put up 18 shots in every one of those games. It was 18 across the board, and varying degrees of success and conversion on those shots, thanks to Montgomery area stepping up a bit in defense in game 2 especially. But overall, Methacton was so dominant right there, and will be in first place in Division 2 of PIEA.
Yeah, what is that? 54 shots total?
Yep.
Yeah, 54 shots total, 32 goals across the entire series. They had a 59% goal to shot ratio, shot to goal ratio. 59%. That's one of the highest ratios I've ever seen when it comes to that high of a scoreline in a best of 7 series. They did that in 3. They only needed 3 games to get that high.
Pretty good team, this Methacton squad. Montgomery area will have to recover next week in the PIEA, as that will be that for the second series on this stream. Next up, though, we do have California area taking on Franklin Regional to cap off our day in PIEA Division 2, of course, powered by TEC. So we're going to take a short break and be back with more PIEA in a little bit.
Falling back to the defensive side. Gonna end up back on the defense. It's Little Gamer, one shot denied. Second one, the Iron Wall standing tall here on the front back line here for Mapletown.
Into the corner, looking for the pass across mid. Joshua through the sky, and the handoff near perfect, but it's Wright who gets credited with the goal here.
And this is how you make up for previous mistakes. Off that corner, cuts in wonderfully. Flip preset as well. Teammate tries to take it.
It's a very dangerous way to live.
Well, it looks like they're going for kickoff goals to try and equalize here, and I'll give them credit. It is a nice sort of strategy, but it can be punished.
It's the possession game. Again, they've scored 6 goals, but for a majority of this game, they've also been on their opponent's side of the field. Grills, bounce down shot here. Johnny is going to go for the rebound and will eventually score it.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
Off the ceiling. Thought he was going to get that off the backboard, but he'll just take the ceiling pinch instead.
Following up with the defense, and now you're saying regardless of who takes this game, I don't feel like there's going to be too much momentum gathered from them unless they truly can put the style on it, and Panel Bucket might just be the hero.
But this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu, as the outcome's very different, as it's a quick equalizer for Ben Trafford.
There's no deja vu. There's no mystical components of this game.
Defensive Hempfield for Franklin Regional to potentially tie this one up.
Yeah, you saw, unfortunately, though, the bump, although it did come through, there was just no kind of pass out.
Call him you, Pyro, if that's all right with yourself, and we'll work from there.
No, you. Oh, you. Oh, my. Nugget. Another one, and it's assisted by you.
Look at this passing play. I mean, 3-player passing play down the field.
Very nice shot on the top right.
Up cup will be dropped in as you had 2 laying up for the defenders.
Completely different team, and I have to give him credit, but of course it might not be enough as Pup streaks him from the side, catches him mid-air, and says thank you for the opportunity.
Over adjustment by Sundare as they actually stepped up from their near side post.
Their chance. They had the look. They had a chance to bully it forward. They just slid a little too far. Something that happened in game 1. It's right over. Oh, what a touch for Billy. Oh, what a play for Billy. You wanted him to show up all game. He does. He gets the scoring going, and he closes the conversation. All left up to the field. You never know what you're going to get on any given series. Hold on. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, it was a fake. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say he was going for it in a tactically quote-unquote fake here.
Maybe a time to sweep the leg and find a way to take advantage on the 3v2. It's in the corner. Nice bump, as one says. Jay sets up the teammates, and they have very successfully been able to take this lead and cut it in half.
And that's the right play from Jay. Way to get back involved in the offense.
back to the defensive side. Gonna end up back on the defense. It's little gamer, one shot denied. Second one, the iron wall standing tall here on the front back line here for Mapletown.
Into the corner, looking for the pass across mid. Joshua through the sky, and the handoff near perfect, but it's Wright who gets credited with the goal here.
And this is how you make up for previous mistakes. Off that corner, cuts in wonderfully. Flip preset as well. Teammate tries to take it.
It's a very dangerous way to live.
Well, it looks like they're going for kickoff goals to try and like equalize here, and I'll give them credit. It is a nice sort of strategy, but it can be punished.
Defense, it's the possession game. Again, they've scored 6 goals, but for a majority of this game, they've also been on their opponent's side of the field. Grills, bounce down shot here. Johnny is going to go for the rebound and will eventually score it.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99%.
Two interesting series we have had so far today with one series left. We've seen the middle, we've seen the top. Let's see who can get their first PIEA Fall 2025 Rocket League win in Division 2, because now California area takes on Franklin Regional. And Bepic, once again, we are here for our final series of the day.
Yes, we are, and this is the time of the season where you want to start getting wins on the board. So we'll see who can separate themselves from the bottom of the table, as both teams are around the 19th to 21st range, down there in the 0-2 teams, and Franklin Regional, no games won so far. So something to keep in mind as we get this best of 5 started. California area, a single game win, and Franklin Regional have started us off with an incidental team save, but do develop a secondary chance to more than make up for it. 1-0.
Well, Franklin Regional may not have won a game to the date as of yet, but they are very aggressive with their offense. Immediately off the kickoff, kept it in that front blue corner, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to get that first opener here in the series, and they've done a good job of it as well.
Okay, well, Blue Line 6 in the corner is going to have some space to work with. See what they can get. Nice dunk to set up a teammate to maybe bang the ball downfield, but we won't see any contact there, as now it's California area's turn to start some chances in the offensive zone, as Blessed in the corner is continuing to get touches on the ball, sent back into the play by an opponent, and almost finds an equalizer off the back of what was a crazy sequence in offense.
Yeah, Blue Line 6 trying to play as next, but CK Beast calls them off. 1 minute down, and both teams have had opportunities. California area, though, haven't really been able to put theirs on the target, just as another shot goes by the wayside. Borotto from the back line. Is he able to put that one on? Yes, he is. Nobody able to get there, as we saw Blue Line 6 trying to play savior, but they just could not get there as of yet. Tie game, 1 apiece.
Great shots. Blue Line 6 almost had a read on that. Was in a decent position to find a stop, but just over their head. And so a nice rebuttal from California area after conceding first, but this kickoff does see Franklin Regional send the ball downfield and give Blue Line 6 an opportunity to take that lead right back, which they will take full advantage of. 2-1 now.
Oh man, feels backflip, dude. It feels backflip. I think we've all been there. JD3 just could not get up high enough. Put a backflip out after the dead zone, and now they do have a lead, but Franklin Regional, let's see what they'll be able to do to keep that lead and or push more onto it. Blue Line 6 off the kickoff. Will they be able to put another one in? Yes, they do. 2 for them, 3 for the team, and a barrier has been created.
Great setup off the kickoff. They're teeing the ball up for Blue Line 6 to pop and carry over Blessed, and Now Blue Line 6 is showing off kind of what they can do on the ball. And at this level of Rocket League, if you can have a player that's able to keep the ball close, keep good control, you can get a lot of space to work with. As we had a couple of kickoffs right there, it felt like, that results again in a goal for Franklin Regional. They concede one and have responded with a trio.
I like the soft cheating we're getting from Franklin Regional as well. They're not immediately throwing themselves at the ball. They're not trying to bang it to the back wall or the corners. They're trying to take that control, play together, and play composed. And now they're up by 3 goals within 90 seconds of this first game. And it will be on California area to find a response.
Well, and they were the ones that had space off the kickoff. It was California area scoring, but every other kickoff has gone the way of Franklin Regional and resulted in a score on that blue net, as everyone's a little jumpy on the goal line at the moment for California area. I think for a good reason, as game one is starting to slip away, but that jumpiness has been punished now by Franklin Regional, and so it's 5-1.
Yeah. Not a lot of time off the clock either here in the first game, and it will be California area to try to get this one started off the kickoff. They do get some offense created, but nobody there to push it forward. One step further, Ruddle trying to play it off the wing, won't be able to get a connection made, and another 50 here puts in a very dangerous position for California area. The Trojans looking for their second and looking to get back into this first game because they don't want to start this series off with a deficit.
50-50 puts the ball center, and Blue Line 6 was afforded a shot that is sent a little skyward. Still a solid lead for Franklin Regional, so missed opportunities like that won't come back to bite them just yet. Ruddle with a pop to player JD3. But nothing doing, no real contact made, moving into offense. California area still have to earn possession now and have lost Ruddle in the meantime. But 2v1, Blessed will elect to take the ball sidewall, set up an aerial here to try and give JD3 a pass, but the defense gets in the way, and it is a slow progression forward for California area that sees a shot, but no rebound, so they are stopped.
And we're seeing a lot of treble commits as well from Franklin Regional on the back end. I want to see California area take control of that opportunity when all 3 players commit, find a second player to swing in, look for their goal, but they got to get this one out of their corner. Another shot just ripped away too high from Blue Line 6, but the onslaught of pressure going to continue here for the Panthers, as this one just no connection found and rolls in off the momentum. Blue Line gets a hat trick and 6 for their team.
Well, a nice pop there from Blue Line 6, and the defense was in position to make a read, but no contact made. It happens. Awkward moment with a couple of dominoes falling the wrong way there for California area, and Franklin Regional now with a 5-goal lead in hand can add to it off the kickoff. Blue Line 6 popping up and into the corner. Blessed takes control. Good 50-51. This could be what gets California area back into this game, though time is not on their side.
Yeah, pass into the midfield, double commit, and just obsolete possession here from Franklin Regional, and that shot gonna go way too high. They have an opportunity here. Who will be the player to get this one set apart? Another shot on target from JD, but could not get it all the way across the goal line. And they're still at 1, looking for a second, but we're starting to see a little bit more hope in the eyes of California area.
Well, off the sidewall, actually just steal boost there in the corner, but collides with a teammate there at the midfield line, which concedes possession to Franklin Regional, and Marie with a tap off the backboard. We'll have a teammate center to shoot until Blue Line 6 moves into the rotation and fires off a 7th score for Franklin Regional.
We got the Brazil. We're taking the flight down to South America. Now it's going to be a matter of whether or not we can get back into it. If not this game, but in the series. Of course, you have to win 3 before you lose 3 in California area. The game 1 loss is not going to go well on their rap sheets, as they have won 1 in the series, like in the entire season, as you've said, but they need to win 3 in order to get their first W on the standings.
Pop back to themselves. Blue Line 6 contested by 3 blue cars, swarming the attack of Franklin Regional, but can't manage to turn these challenges. One, this good contact, into a clear out, as game 1 is about over, but California Regional, California area, sorry, come on in all the names, will still be conceding goals as they can't escape from their back half, and 23 seconds left. We'll just end up playing out the rest of this game with game 1 firmly in control by Franklin Regional.
I mean, California Regional, I think I'd much prefer that one other than, I was going to call them California Girls by Katy Perry. I mean, it's a great song. That's where my mind went. But, of course, Franklin Regional, they have a strong lead. We've seen very strong leads go here today. We haven't really seen many came back from. We haven't seen teams be able to come back from a strong deficit like this one so far here today, and it's just going to get one step harder. 5 seconds left, 9-1 now. Franklin Regional, it will just put themselves in a very strong position for the series.
We'll see if we can see a recovery later on in the game or later on in the series, rather, from California area. But just 3 shots on target. I did find that early score to at least make the game a little bit closer. I think it was a 1-1 ball game way back then. But the run from Franklin Regional from the 2nd minute onward was unstoppable by the California area defense, who managed to play at least 40% of the game on the front foot, but only managed 3 shots with that field domination. So going forward, they have a 1,000-piece puzzle to sort out in front of them.
I mean, they got at least 25 pieces connected, right? They got one on the board. They got something to pursue a better result in the second game. And now it's going to be a matter of being able to bring it all together, make it work for their own abilities, and get JD some space. He's been that player that's been able to push it forward. He's been able to do everything that they needed to, but now I want to see them put everything together and connected.
Well, they'll get a fresh slate going into game 2 to do so, and as a start, those 3 shots, that 1 goal, California area will need some more to silence the players of Franklin Regional on the pitch, as Blue Line 6, 4 goals, 2 assists, racking up numbers on the scoreboard, as CK Beast right behind them as well with those 4 goals in tandem, and 4 assists to toss in there as well alongside 1 score. So everyone's contributing in high numbers for Franklin Regional, and California area could do well to replicate that going forward.
Let's see if they could do it here in game 2 as 5 minutes on the clock. Our first kickoff of the second game going to be officially underway. And California area, tough task ahead of them, but definitely will be possible. Blue Line 6 already off the kickoff trying to get us another first goal for Franklin Regional. And now control going to be the name of the game.
Ooh, shot opportunity missed there. California area can't be missing on opportunities like that, as they will have to retreat into defense now. Ree's running ahead, looking to play the interferer role with everybody on the field, regardless of car color. And it doesn't end up panning out for Franklin Regional. CK Beast up ahead, setting up Blue Line 6 now or themselves. They'll dunk a defender, and California area are still stuck playing off their back line as they can't find a clear immediately, and will intervene on that center ball play, forcing a retreat out of their opponents.
Good opportunity here. Bless looking for the far post. We'll be able to get the first goal. The opener going the way of California area, just like in game 1. Now it's time to add upon it or stop what happened from that first game, where Franklin Regional in the 2nd minute and onwards was able to just start rolling away with it.
It was a good start of the game for sure in game 1, and well, we asked California area to replicate what their opponents were doing in game 1, and that was put up large offensive numbers. So far, so good in minute 1. Well, they do have to come off the back of defensive stops, which California area have found once again. Center ball, player JD3 up, putting a shot on frame. CK Beast, though, gets in the middle of that play, and we'll keep this just a 1-0 game so far.
Off the wing, JD trying to get ahead of it, but Ruddle gonna go by the wayside as well. Will anyone be able to get back to stop? Yes. A 1-second disruption onto Blue Line 6, losing control, gives California area the hope that they need in order to not be tied up here. Very familiar scenes as we're seeing from the beginning stages of game 1, but Franklin Regional playing a little bit misconduct-like. We haven't really seen them play together. We've been seeing them play very aggressive with off-ball challenges, but their on-ball been a little lackluster so far in these opening stages of game 2. And Blue Line 6 been that kind of front foot figure for this team of the Panthers so far.
Seems like some positive tilts. I think Franklin Regional dominated game 1 so handily. They've come out playing a little bit overconfident, a bit over-aggressive. And it's not quite working out. It's California area. They do look much improved, and even with player JD3 with no boost on the ball, they still find a 50-50 win and a center play for Bless to jump up for, but we will find a read. Player JD3, though, given a secondary chance now with that near side post being defended. Still did well to put the ball center, but no one was there to shoot. California area getting chances now, but still nothing falling in like that first goal.
Yeah, two players trying to get the pass going forward. Halfway through game two, still nothing for Franklin Regional to show their efforts yet. They've been on defense for a very strong percent of this one. 50-50 so far for the field domination. And California area, we were asking them to step it up and make things connected. They're doing just that.
It is a great recovery after a rough start to this series. A lot of quick chatting as well going against them, but California area not blinking after being blown out to start things off. Now playing solid defense, but have to rotate back quickly, which Blessed will do. Out to the side, they can double this, but leave the ball alone for player JD3. And we'll start to move up with them before letting Ruddle cover that sideline position. JD3 still downfield, looking to rotate out and conceding the ball away to Franklin Regional, who have an opportunity now to break out. Maybe tie us up. They've got numbers moving into the blue end. Blue line 6 on the ball. A player to shoot center. Actually, too many players to shoot center. It's a double commit miss for Franklin Regional that thwarts a potential equalizing opportunity.
Too many chefs in the kitchen, and unfortunately your dish got served cold, and it didn't work out this time. Let's see, what will they do? Another double commit there on offense. Reed trying to create some semblance of a defense here, but it's an open net, and JD3 just can't put it on target. And with 1 minute left, very close game between both of these teams so far, and Franklin Regional still looking for a tire.
PK Beast dives in, but Blessed beats him to the ball. It's another clear for California area. JD3 will pepper the backboard of Franklin Regional, but Blue Line 6 is given an outlet. Plays off the side wall with the ball hard off the ground. It's deflected by Ruddle. And downfield, CK Beast will try and salvage possession, but California area have an opportunity to really put an end to this game with a solid possession now and a double commit from Franklin Regional at the midfield line.
Yeah, I think it's clear to say as well for California area, it's not a one-man army, it's a three-man effort, and especially between JD and Blessed, they've been able to get so many opportunities here. 3 shots only for their name, but a lot of aggression to show for it, and another shot will play through. And 2-0 now, California area able to silence Montgomery, not Montgomery, Franklin Regional, a lot of names like you said, but game 2 going handedly in their favor.
Getting loud in the chat too, but Blue Line 6 playing along with it. Everybody having fun now and having for good reason. Battle of the winless squads turning into a banger here to cap off our stream today. Both teams have a game to start out with, and they've been one-sided, I think, in different ways. The scoreline very much one-sided for Franklin Regional in game 1 with that 9-1 performance, and here a maybe not dominant shutout, but a shutout for California area in response. So one-sided, at least unbalanced on the scoreboard at the end of the game, and off of 4 shots as well, California area did a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think the shot totals don't really tell the tale. If you were to look at this on paper, we saw so much offense from both of these teams, but it got quickly shut out into the corners before the play was able to get created. I really like what California area was doing when they were banging it down the field, but then still looking for opportunities to get it towards the midfield and into the center of the pitch. But at the same time, Franklin Regional, they did well getting plays created, but they weren't able to connect. The same issue California area had in the first game. So game 3, tied up series. Anyone and anything is on the line.
All forward, as many sweeps as we get in the PIEA from time to time. We've had a couple of solid matchups. Jefferson, Morgan, and Forest Hills delivering a 1-1 start to their best of 5. Now, these two, the same deal, but we load onto the pitch without Ree in position. They will get in late, and so it's a weird start, but nothing really abnormal after the kickoff was taken. Blue Line 6 into enemy territory. We'll try and center the ball, but Blessed on that near side finds a nice stop.
Yeah, we're seeing very wide rotations now from Franklin Regional as well, playing very spread out, while in game 1 and 2 they were playing very close together. Let's see if that has any difference here in the rest of this series, as this one going to get tipped into the side wall, and Blue Line 6 won't be able to get any offense created off of it.
Clear. Player JD3 with some oomph on that ball, and again trying to put it over the midfield line, but a double commit could open the net up for Blue Lion 6. Nice recovery from the back line of California area, kind of. There were players in position, but didn't end up making contact on that center ball, but no harm done. There was no one in the area for Franklin Regional to punish that fact, and so the scoreless first minute, despite some decent looks for Franklin Regional. And another one right here with the ball crossing the midfield. Rudlev and Blessed bumping each other in the blue box, but still no one to pounce for Franklin Regional.
You know, I respect it. I want to see Rudlev get active, but maybe not in that way. Rudlev now trying to be that sole defender, has an opportunity, not much boost in the tank. But again, another play going by the wayside off of ringing the woodwork. I really think that call, I don't know, they're probably getting called more than a 911 operator at this point, because the woodwork has just been proving dividends and a strong force in their own operation.
Whiff there in the corner, but it's covered up by CK Beast. Great team play out of Franklin Regional, though still is denied entry into that blue net by the California area back line, and Blessed is delivered a center ball that caroms off the post upon their strike. Now 1v1 going the other way. CK Beast off the backboard to themselves and to the back of that blue nets. Franklin Regional will strike first in game 3.
Yeah, I think JD thought they were going to be looking for a player out into the midfield. No, send it to the back wall early, play it forward for themselves, and now this is the first time we're seeing Franklin Regional get an opener, and especially after game 2 where they couldn't find any connection into the back of the net. They got one here, and now 2 minutes in, another cooks or pinch attempt to get this one to a 2-0 lead, but weren't able to connect there with enough power. All 3 players challenging that one, so the disruption again off of the rotations now going to be extremely detrimental, but they make it work onto the counter attack. And once again, will California area be able to play connected like we saw in game 2, or is this going to be more of what we saw from game 1 in Franklin Regional?
Great demo play up ahead, but CK Beast missed a couple of shots right there. Blue Line 6 had set up an open net, but opportunity missed out upon by Franklin Regional. Now Rudlev downfield will put the ball out the side. I think what would have been caught up to by the Franklin Regional transition defense, but either way, it's an opportunity for California area to break out of defense and stay out, as field domination has been about 65-45 in favor of Franklin Regional. They've played the bulk of these first 3 minutes in the offensive zone, and I think the stat line so far is reflecting that. 1-0, but 4 shots to 1. A lot more productivity out of the Franklin Regional offense, though that can change. This is Rocket League, and Rudlev could shoot potentially right there, if not for CK Beast getting in the way.
And they have another opportunity here. Bless trying to find that back wall, looking for the double tap, pancakes it, but pops up off of the 50. And JD won't be able to get this one farther than the corner either. Here in their defensive third, Blue Line 6 trying to get this one out. A good team pinch to do so off of the 50 as well. With 90 seconds left, California area still trying to pursue at least one, but the play slows down, and Franklin Regional just trying to play their pace.
Couple of bumps out in front of the blue net, and still the California area defense survives. What they've done these last couple of games, after conceding 9 in game 1, they have really stepped up to survive these awkward moments, and now in transition set up a full team play potentially for an equalizer. But Ree from the back of the net makes a brilliant save to keep this lead intact.
Where did he come from? He wasn't on my screen. He just came out of nowhere and said, "Nuh-uh-uh, we're keeping this lead." And with just under a minute left, California area still needing to look for a tie here in regulation so they don't get put on match point for Franklin Regional. The time ticking down, California area is still playing on the defensive end, and we've seen opportunities, but only 2 shots registered on target, and we're seeing a complete change in momentum again.
Chance, player JD3 can't make the read though off the orange backboard, and California area are putting themselves in positions to find a comeback here in game 3 as they're only down by 1. This is still doable, especially now with a big double commit in offense out of Franklin Regional, but no blue car can get to the ball first, and so it's nearly a second goal for Franklin Regional, though California area find a stop, a clear, and a setup play on 000s, though Blessed can't catch back up to the ball, and Franklin Regional are back on top in the series.
It's been back and forth so far. We are truly seeing the making of one of these teams being able to get their first win here in their record sheets, but it's gonna come at a cost. It's becoming who can capitalize on the mistakes when there are plenty of double commits and triple commits from both sides. Who is going to be able to push one step further, and it will come down to positioning. It will come down to rotations and boost management as well. We're seeing a lot of opportunities for California area where they didn't have boost, so they couldn't get it down the pitch in a quick enough fashion.
And that game, I think, came down to missed opportunities. As California area had some instances where they could have quickly pushed down the field after a bit of an overextension from Franklin Regional, or they just miss a backboard read, or a shot goes a little bit wayward, or they're not able to win the race to a ball in their corner that could set up a play in counterattack mode. And for Franklin Regional, I mean, as well, I think they left some chances on the board there with some missed shots themselves. So game 4 comes down to capitalization, I think, across the board. Is the total shots in this series do not tell you just how many center balls or good passing plays, good demo plays out in front both teams have set up for themselves. It just missed on them a little bit too often, and so far that's been enough for Franklin Regional to claim a lead that they'll try to take into a series win after game 4 said and done.
Yeah, and one more game for Franklin Regional. We have to go the distance in this best of 5 if California area want to get their first W on the stat sheet as well. Blessed off the kickoff, gonna try to get this one out, but wasn't able to get a good enough touch, and a big clear pinch, whatever that you want to call that. It was phenomenal to get Franklin Regional onto the blue side, but nobody there to even pursue it.
Double commit, give player JD3 a pool shot goal. Rudlev will get credit for it as they were the last player on the blue side to touch the ball, but this was definitely all JD3, sending CK Beast into the ball and into the back of the Franklin Regional net as California area strike first.
I mean, we both said it came down to capitalization on mistakes. I think that is the biggest capitalization we have seen so far in this series. Awkwardness on the defense plagued them, got the first for California area, and now they're trying to expand upon it. Ruddle won't be able to push this one farther than the corners. Blessed takes to the skies, and it will be truly who will be able to connect with their team the best, because the passing plays we've seen in the series hasn't really worked out for either side yet.
Another opportunity gone by the wayside. Player JD3 had an opportunity to score another, but saw that first opportunity out to the corner, and then the secondary chance blocked by Reem on the goal line of Franklin Regional. But still, California area seem reinvigorated going into game 4 now. A double commit on the Franklin Regional side could open up the net for Rudlev, but CK Beast gets in the middle of the action, finds a clear downfield for Franklin Regional. They and Reed together will move into this blue corner, center the ball, but no one's there to shoot. In fact, Blue Lion 6 does well to get in the way of the California area, counterattack the other way. Could have been a goal on an open net if not for that touch the blue end.
Yeah, Blessed playing all alone on the back end. JD giving a little bit of disruption there, but a good play from California area to keep this one away from their net. Just momentarily though, that one ringing off the bar, nearly an own goal, and JD3 low boost on the wall. Gonna have to get this one away from the danger zone once more. And Franklin Regional, they have a chance. Blue Line 6 waiting in a cherry pick position. No connection to be found. And we look again for Franklin Regional to find another opportunity.
Still no shots for Franklin Regional in the first 2 minutes, which could change, but need to separate this ball from the side wall. Reed could be the player for the job, but Blessed will reject that notion from the near side post. Blue Line 6 collecting up at the midfield line, setting up Reed for a ball on target, and well, it's just off. It worked as a pass to Blue Line 6, though. Shot not taken advantage of. Great save by Reed, getting back very quickly right there. And we'll stay 1-0 as California area have had some looks themselves, and Franklin Regional the same. Either side, though, scoring after that opener from California several minutes ago now.
And JD3 doing a good job of knowing that there was one playing on their back half. needing to get a cut off the passing lane, and now looking for a passing lane of their own. JD3 keeping this one on the orange side, might try to center this one out. It's to the back wall. Blue Line 6 playing very patient, but a backflip there. No connection to be found on the defense, but a shot ripped way too wide. And 2 minutes left here in game 4. California area with the lead, but the deficit in the series, and they need this one in order to stay alive.
Reed misses on the ball at the midfield line, and Blessed will hit an open net to make it 2-0 California area. Last line of defense there falls a bit apart, and Blessed will punish. With 2 minutes left, this is a huge multi-goal lead for California area.
Yeah, we saw in series before and earlier in the series where field domination went normally either side. Here it's sitting 45-55. And now more towards the 50 is Ree able to make up for their own mistake, putting that one in off the pass from CK.
Good read, good patience from Ree as well. It would have been easy to dive in on a difficult bar down read that may not have gone in, but realized the defense wasn't quite set to defend against that potential answer to the previous Blessed goal. And so Ree took their time and will keep Franklin Regional in this 4th game, though they will need more than just the one. 90 seconds left to do it. Time's not exactly on their side, but let's see what Blue Line 6 has in store for us in this counterattack.
CK Beast trying to put one on target, gets a good 50, but it's not going to be on target for that shot either. Looking to flick that one above. It's all 3 defenders out of position, and another shot ripped away, but not going to be connected with. Blue Lion, however, takes it for themselves, and the quick shots don't work, but apparently a pop-up does. Tie game here at 2.
Oh, beat everybody trying to stop that shot. Blue Line 6 gets back on the board, and just like that, we are tied back up. Franklin Regional not quitting despite a multi-goal deficit just 20 or 30 seconds ago at this point. That was a quick response, though. Now California area have their chance to put a third on, and player JD3 will do exactly that. Gets credit for this one with a soft tap on target.
Do we give that to JD? I mean, obviously we had to give that one to JD3, but it looked like Blessed is actually the one that touched it. I don't know. Either way, they get the lead back in quick response, and just over a minute left. They need to keep this one and waste the time, if not expand upon what they've already created so far in the later half of this game.
We just tie, but great challenge from JD3 at the midfield line to waste some clock and maybe set up a 4th here for California area to reinstate that 2-goal lead that evaporated earlier on in this game. Blue Line 6 off the sidewall misses contact, and everybody was kind of betting on Blue Line 6 hitting that ball. Is now a triple commit in defense gives Rudlev a chance at a 4th, but they are just off target, and with 30 seconds left, every shot matters.
Oh, Rudlev, I believe one day you will be able to get your 2nd goal, but unfortunately 2 shots rang off the woodwork, and there is no better way to waste time and make sure your team, your opponents don't score than sitting with a full-time goalie. Well, we're seeing Bless sit all the way back, making sure nothing happens there. This time ticks down, another one nearly falls in, but Franklin Regional have one final attempt, and it doesn't connect, and California area tied the series up 2 apiece as we go to game 5.
All right, nice little game 5 to end off the stream today, and there is no telling who comes out on top of this one, as we saw a 9-1 opener in this series, and since then it has been dead even. 2-0, then 1-0, then 3-2 now. A couple of 1-goal games and pretty even shots across the board. California area and Franklin Regional are proving to be very good opponents for each other, and the winner of this next game will get their first series win in the PIEA.
It only takes one. Golden goal scenario technicalities will be in play here, but I'm pretty sure we both know, and everybody watching knows, that California area and Franklin Regional, they're not going to give it just one goal. It's going to have to be a multi-goal game, because no matter who wins the first goal, who gets that opener, it's just going to be a double down effort from their opponents in order to tie it right back up.
All right, game 5 being played on Champions Field, our first trip of the day. to the storied competitive Rocket League map. And Franklin Regional having some recovering to do as their offense has been slowed down in the last 3 games. Put up 9 in game 1. The California area stepped up that backline presence, but Blue Lions 6, a very solid front player up for Franklin Regional. Try to wreak some havoc on that blue goal line, though no shots develop.
Let's see if Rudlev is able to get this one off of their own side, trying to push forward. Won't be able to connect. Is blessed. Not going to be able to connect either. JD3 having to be that savior for the team of California area. Good double. Puts this one into the midfield, and Bepic once again. We're seeing how it just comes down to that last man off, and neither of the defenders able to get behind it. CK Beast just walks it right in for the opener.
It really does just walk in. JD3 gets awkward on the near side post, tripped up, and then Bless can't recover in time after their move back to the far side. And so CK Beast just puts the ball between 2 defenders, splits the difference, and finds an early advantage for Franklin Regional. And these opening goals, the last several games really, even since game 1, have been massive when it comes to winning games. But Blue Line 6 scoring in a pinball fashion. This ball touched, I think, everybody on the blue goal line before falling in.
Yeah, just a dunk off of that first challenge from the defense. And Blue Line 6 off the backflip was able to just dunk it. Perfect place, right time, 2 goals up. And Franklin Regional, strong standing so far, and is going to be on California area to tie things up again here in regulation.
Blessed off the side wall, will pinch the ball strong towards that near side post. CK Beast and Blue Lion 6 both committing for the ball, which does allow Blessed another touch, though can't do much with it. Blue Lion 6 will clear away with a light pinch off the side wall. Rudlev trying to buy some time for Blessed and JD3 to get in position for this defense, and will do so nicely. This California area needs some possession to stop the bleeding, slap a bandage on the wound that has been opened up in game 5, and Blessed will do exactly that. Aerial play to cut the lead in half, and that's the perfect moment for Blessed to step on up.
We haven't seen any air drags off the side wall so far, and that's a beautiful one to give us a good look here. Half cut down in the lead, 1-2 in California area. They only need 1 more to tie these up, 2 to keep us with a win for California area stat sheet here in regulation.
Like tap, giving CK Beast a shot opportunity, but can't make the most of it. So player JD3 has an open net going the other way. Decided to demo CK Beast, or no, sacrifice themselves. The CK Beast is the one that came away with that demo. And either way, it's a weird transition forward for California area, but they don't get anything off the back of it. Another center ball. See Rudlev chasing it down. Blue Line 6 will field and is pried away from possession. California area once more advance into the offensive zone. That equalizer still does elude them despite the double and triple commits on the Franklin Regional and California area don't have that complete answer.
Giveaway though from Bless, not able to get the best of touches, and with no boost in the backfield, JD3 trying to get something, but it's going to be ultimately come down to Bless to get this one away. And Rudlev kind of coming in, playing distraction almost, but he does get in the way of Bless, so it stays here on the blue half as halfway through game 5. Franklin Regional still sitting with a lead, but not a comfortable one at that.
Line 6, delayed flip to try and get more on the ball, but it's CK Beast that gets the most on it, giving and Blue Line 6 a chance to shoot. Can't take advantage of it. Those are the opportunities that if we do see California area come back in this game, we will look back upon for Franklin Regional to think what might have been had they scored that 3rd goal right then and there. And on the other side of the pitch, found a way to stop that Rudlev shot as we're now tied.
2 minutes left, 2 apiece. Game 5, looking for their first win in the score sheet standings. Let's see what will either team be able to do to respond, as we have 2 minutes left with no advantage left here in the series. Could come down to the 1 goal, a final goal at that. And will it be California area, or will it go the way of Franklin Regional?
We are being given a treat of a final series today. Game 5 tied up heading into the final 90 seconds of play. Blue Line 6 on the ball trying to get something started, but does end up losing control. So Blessed downfield is trying to pave the way for Rudlev. Off the ceiling, chasing the ball down, but Still no one's putting solid contact on the ball with any sort of momentum towards their opponent's net until now. Blue Line 6 was set up by CK, but sends the shot out to the corner with 80 seconds left. Neither team is making the most of their opportunities.
Blue Line 6 is trying to swing this one into the midfield. It's going to come down to Reed to try to get this one back out of the corner. It's a good pop-up. What a save from JD3. Somebody needs to defend this, and it's going to be blessed to put this one back into the corner. But with no boost on the side here, JD3 going to have to rely on their opponents to get this into the orange half, and blessed sends it out. JD3, no shot on. Rudlev all the way back. Can they get back, though, as Blue Line 6 gonna try to walk this in, and Rudlev does get the save, and it's gonna be a shot on from Blessed. Doesn't go in, no. Ree with a beautiful stop.
Secondary opportunities to drop ball on the near side. 40 seconds left, going coast to coast right now. Both sides with opportunities in transition. Rudlev pops that ball over CKB, so has to adjust and now goes sidewall with it. Rudlev down the pitch. He's a clear extended by Blue Line 6, who's panicking a bit, giving JD3 a chance to go ahead for California area, but a heroic stop sees us maintain this tied game 5. JD3 off the side wall will fork the ball over, and CK Beast into his opponent's corner will give the ball away to Blessed. Dropping that at the midfield line, invites another blue car into the play, but no one commits, not confident enough to play the ball forward as we get overtime in game 5, going back and forth. What a way to cap off this set.
Truly, what a way, because this is what dreams are made of. One final goal, and just like that, California area able to take advantage of the distraction and awkwardness on the back end. That pop from JD3 left everybody in no man's land besides for Blessed. And California area, the Trojans, will finally get their first win of the season.
One way to get it. Game 5 overtime. Some of the best words spoken in Rocket League esports, and they do it in a scrappy one too. Very tense, very stressful. They manage their emotions extremely well. And California area, they came back from being blown out 9-1 in game 1. Didn't blink, didn't lose confidence in themselves, stepped it up defensively, and then rode a very choppy water into the sunsets in game 5 on Champions Field. 3-2 the final in both game 5 and the series. What a way for California area to get on the board.
Yeah, and I mentioned it very early on as well. We rarely have seen today and in this season of comebacks. Franklin Regional in game 5 was up 2-0. Nothing for California area was able to find until the second half of the game, where they were able to bring it back in regulation, brought it to overtime, and within 10 seconds off of the first kickoff was able to win in overtime as well. What a story we were able to showcase with California area versus Franklin Regional.
Definitely. Most entertaining series of the day for certain. Only one that went to game 5 on our broadcast as well. But that's the sort of entertainment that you get here at the PIEA, of course, powered by TEC. And that will do it for our broadcast today. Kev Dog, I appreciate you joining me in the booth. I'm Mr. Bepic on the 1s and 2s in the background. Mr. Man Can Man, always phenomenal in the producer role. And as always, thank you to everyone that makes these high school matches happen. The players for playing, the teachers, and the admins for sitting the players down and putting them in these lobbies, and of course the PIEA for putting this great league on. That does it for our show today, though, so we're gonna sign off and see you next week.